This review of Amsterdam sponsored by Amsterdam the series. New season on this Thanksgiving on Thursday, on Nick and Night, and next day on NH Plus. And this show is TVMA for the mature audience only. So it's been 3 years since Amsterdam came out, which is the second most underrated film that came out in 2022. The main reason why I titled this video called Why I Think Amsterdam is the Underrated Gem is because this film got a bad review. It was a major flop at the box office. And of course, a lot of the critics absolutely despised this movie, and they went too far to call this film as the worst piece of crap of 2022. And I'll be like, my guy, have you not even seen Morbius? Morbius is 10 times worse. Oh heck, even Hotel Transylvania 4 is way worse than Amsterdam. Almost called half the time others, but honestly, you know I get my dress. Hello everybody, my name is NH3 Lounge Show, and welcome to the magical world of Disney. But right now, we'll talk about 20th Century Studio, which is the one studio that Disney buy, which that is exciting. Anyway, so if you guys don't care about this film, I can hand your opinion, but as long you don't want to be like the other by trashing on this film without even watching it, and of course call this film as a Disney movie, which no it's not. This film is made by 20th Century Studio. Like, come on. Dude, there is a difference between what 20th Century Studio and Disney. Dude, this is kind of remind you that people call Avatar film a Disney movie because Disney owned 20th Century Studio. Hey, just because Disney owned 20th Century Studio, folks, that does not mean that Avatar movie is literally a unquote a Disney movie, which I'm sick and tired of hearing that term. But this is not the video of me winning on of Amsterdam haters, which I don't care less about the haters. As long they're not freaking fanatics. Oh, wait a second. That one dude did a video called Why Amsterdam was a box office bomb, when in reality, this film was completely a flop. But I think Babylon did 10 times worse at the box office more than Amsterdam. So I'm gonna do a review of Amsterdam, but instead of calling this review, I'm gonna call it Why I Think Amsterdam is the Underrated Gem. But don't worry, it will not get a 10 out of 10 because I still have some couple flaws I have for this movie. So it might get a love it score. So let's see how negativity we have for this film. So yeah. Anyway, so before we get to the review, let's take a look of the history. And don't worry, the history is just 10 times worse. So I think production of this film is just very bad. I heard about the news article that Christian Bale are getting sick of tired of hanging out with Chris Rock because of Chris Rock was being like Chris Rock, like cracking jokes. But honestly, and that is why Bale was completely saying, you know what? I'm just getting tired of Chris Rock, man, because I just want to do a film in peace, but having Chris Rock telling joke, at first it could be funny, but at a time, it's just taken too far. So that's why he decided not to hang out with Chris Rock in the middle of Amsterdam production. Man, I think production of Amsterdam is just... Man, this is just exactly the main reason why I think 2022 is added out one of the worst years for Disney. Not just some of the bad movie that came out from Disney, like Strange World and Lightyear, which it was a worst piece of garbage. But the only film I can I can say it was saving grace for that year. Which another, I mean, at least we have Turning Red, which I think Turning Red is underrated. Don't judge me and even judge your wife. And of course, they have some MCU movie which I enjoy in my popcorn, which another Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and of course, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I absolutely despise the Ironheart suit, which that Ironheart suit looked like a Power Ranger knockoff. I was just saying. But anyway, but on top of that, 2022 is added out one of the worst years for Disney. Like, come on, it was, it was a box office flop year. It was some of the movie that completely lose the money at the Walt Disney Company. And a lot of people absolutely despised Disney back then 2022. But nowadays, they're just getting even worse, and that is why they might cancel their ticket for Zootopia 2. And please don't do that, okay? That's stupid. Anyway, so not just the production went to HELL out of this film. So how this film did a review on this film? Oh boy, you gotta shut your mouth because look at this review. Look at this horrible review. Look at this. At 31%. Okay, that is taking way too far. And yeah, sure, this film is not the next Frozen 2 or even Thunderbolt or even Oppenheimer. I can say that, but I think Oppenheimer is a much better 2020 decade movie more than Amsterdam, and I was just saying. But anyway, yeah, 31%, that is taking way too far. So you guys, anyway, so I do admit, I'm okay, and I am okay with the decent score of the 61%. I wish the audience score was in the 80s because this film was so good, and this film deserves like a I love it score. But having this score, it is plain disgusting. What about the top critic? Oh god, man, at 36%. I gotta say, it's a lot, dude, it's a lot more tolerable than 31%. Oh my goodness. How on earth this film got a very bad review when this film came out on the same day as the Crocodile movie. And I gotta say this, but even I enjoy the Crocodile movie. It's very underrated, same with this film. But Amsterdam will always be better than that Crocodile movie, which I'm not trashing on that film anymore. So you can just blame on the one user who made me hate the Crocodile movie, which it was stupid. And on top of that, at least this film got a 60, at least this film got a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, and this film got a very bad on 49 on Megascore. I'm literally thinking this film might get a B or C on CinemaScore, which I don't care that about CinemaScore, and CinemaScore is just so freaking stupid. Like, come on, that's the same rating who gave Gabby Dollhouse movie an A+, which you gotta be kidding me. Oh, come on, man. Thunderbolt is way better, and even Superman is way better. Even K-pop Demon Hunter is way better than Gabby Dollhouse. Honestly, let's get back to Amsterdam. So how this film did at the box office? Oh boy, the same with review, you gotta shut your mouth. Because the movie of Amsterdam was a box office flop. It was a box office flop. It was lose anywhere from $80 million to $100 million. Depends this movie got a $80 million budget, which that is a very low budget. But here's my problem. How on earth this film is a flop? How on earth that this film is really a flop? Well, come on. This film was trying to be like the Oscar film. But honestly, this film will never be the Oscar film and never will be because look at this box office, man. And top of that, even worse, guys, this film lose money from Walt Disney Company. And yeah, sure, this film is owned by 20th Century Studio. But here's my thing. The 2022 movie of Amsterdam, which it was a box office failure, and it was so bad that the fact that they lost between with $80 million and $100 million, due to including the high production marketing campaign. Dude, I think the marketing was so god awful, man. Oh my god. And of course, the budget and poor review and even low adult film. Hey, just because this film is odd rating, that does not mean this film is actually a good box office. No, this film is very bad at the box office. And yeah, not just this film underperformed at the box office, but this film lost $80 million and $100 million. I am so glad that some 2023 movie saved the box office, but not really, which netted Elemental and Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3, because that was a time that 2022 was added out one of the worst years for Disney. And I know a lot of people said that 2023 is added out one of the worst years for Disney, but in my taste, in my take, in my hot take, I'm literally thinking 2022 is added out one of the worst years for Disney because that was a time that people want Disney dead, and honestly, that is completely heartless. So yeah, don't let me tell Andro because Andro, you don't want to mess with that dude. So which movie did worse at the box office? Babylon or Amsterdam? I gotta be honest, here. I know Mitchell is gonna hate me saying this, but I think Babylon did 10 times worse at the box office more than Amsterdam. The main reason why I'm comparing this film is because both films starring Margot Robbie. Well, come on, you have Margot Robbie in film in 2 years. You got Babylon, you got Amsterdam. And in my take, I think Amsterdam is much better than Babylon because I got a couple of flaws I have for Babylon because I absolutely get disgusted when Margot Robbie was eating food like a freaking animal. And of course, the tavern bird, which I was discussing. And of course, you have the elephant pooping at people, which, oh my god, man. Seriously, is that how you open the film? No wonder this film was a box office flop. All because people do not want to see a 3 hour film about an elephant and all the people is acting like chaos around here in the year to make movies. So yeah. Honestly, I think Babylon was even worse box office performance because at least Amsterdam is a film is underperformed, but it did better with the opening, domestically opening than Babylon. This film opened with $6.4 million, which that's Babylon. I think Babylon did 10 times worse, but come on. This film was released the same day as the snowstorm, and yeah, no wonder I didn't see this film because this film was really, sorry, no wonder I didn't see this film because outside it was really a snowstorm when this film came out. Yeah, this film opened of $3.6 million, which it was lower for a star of Margot Robbie. Hey, just because you have Margot Robbie in this film doesn't mean that this film is going to be a saving grace. Oh heck no! This film was a box office flop. It might lose money, but it might be even worse than Amsterdam. But I think Amsterdam, dude, I think Babylon is even worse box office than of Amsterdam. I was just saying. But top of that, at least Amsterdam got some reward, but the only reward they did not get, which another the Academy Award, which they completely screwed that up big time, and of course they didn't even get the Golden Globe, so that's sad. But honestly, at least this film got a Best Costume Design on that BAFTA, and screw that reward show by snubbing K-pop Demon Hunter, and all because it's not a theater release. Are you that blind? Do you not know? I don't know. It was on Halloween. Halloween, it was a year. Sorry, Halloween, it was a day that we K-pop Demon Hunter on the big screen, next to Senator, and a lot of people really enjoyed that song. And I heard a lot of people saying that some school is banning K-pop Demon Hunter all because it was a annoying song, which that's the stupidest reason by banning that song. Anyway, once again, let's get back to Amsterdam. Anyway, so this film got a reward for war soundtrack reward. This film got reward on Yoga reward. Okay, wait a second. What? How is Christian Bale was the worst actor in Yoga reward? Yoga reward, he was just like the Razzies. Oh my god. And this film got a Best Casting Reward. That is pretty cool. Because before I get to that, I'm just going to tell you my thought on this film. So all that negative review, all that box office situation, all that terrible production problem, even worse than Wreck-It 2 production because they're both owned by Disney. What do I think about Amsterdam? In my taste, I absolutely enjoy this film. And don't worry, guys, this is not the best movie of 2022. Like, come on, I saw a way better movie than Amsterdam. Like Avatar, The Way to Water, Top Gun Maverick, which that is my true favorite movie of 2022. Oh heck, even some underrated gem which I enjoyed and some people absolutely hated. Like I enjoy Blonde, I enjoy Disenchanted, I enjoy The Menus, I enjoy Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and of course I do enjoy Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And no people, I'm not an MCU shill. Now stop calling me that, it's annoying. Anyway, so even I think there's some 2022 movie I think is better. Oh heck, even the underrated Luck movie is way better because I do have a major crush on Saint Greenfield. She's so dreadfully gorgeous. But honestly, I'll do that review on that film on St. Patrick's Day next year because I got a lot to say on that girl. Honestly, not just kidding. Anyway, so even I think there's some movie I think it's better 2022 movie more than Amsterdam. But I gotta say this, but this film is way better than Strange World and Lightyear. Because at least Amsterdam don't show any stuff that people cannot even say because you're not OK Outpost or Then in Dimension or heck, you're not even Jumi for Gigu Gamer. Because these Phantom Menace alone, they are completely making Disney as a bad name because they they are saying everything movie from Disney is woke. Like, how on earth they Amsterdam woke? There was nothing woke about it. And I know a lot of people said, oh, the main was why this film was a flop because this film was so desperate to make people go see the movies, and all because this film has a woke peppergam. People, open your freaking eyes and realize that this film is not woke. I'm just getting sick and tired that these days people call every movie woke. Like honestly, they might call MCU woke, they might call it DCU woke, they might call it Disney woke, and they might call the Lord of the Rings trilogy woke, all because you have the movie called The Ring of Power from the show from Amazon Prime Videos, and of course you got War of the Hero, the movie that came out last year, which I'll be watching it next month. Yeah, that movie got bad review, all because it was woke. Seriously. Anyway, so before I get to my thought on this film, honestly, I can imagine. Honestly, I can't mention that this film has some fantastic cast. Well, come on, you have a fantastic cast, my dude. You got George Davis Washington, the same actor that he was in Tenet, and of course you got my girl Margot Robbie. Have a crush on Margot Robbie. Don't judge me. I mean, judge your wife. She was in Barbies, Babylon, in that terrible Suicide Squad movie, which nobody gave a crap about it. But well, James Gunn version will always be better than David L. I was just saying. And of course, you got Taylor Swift. Man, Taylor Swift, man, this has been 3 times that she's in a movie that got released in theaters. Because back in 2012, she was in The Lorax, which I'm literally thinking that is her first ever to be in that movie. And yeah, she deserved better. But anyway, she was in The Lorax. She was in that terrible cat movie, which I ain't watching it. Nobody in the right mind want to watch a Taylor Swift movie where she dresses up like a whole fucking CGI cat. Ugh. And of course, you got Christian Bell. No, not Christian Bell. Christian Bell. The guy with the beard. Yeah, you got Christian Bell, the same actor that he was in the Dark Knight trilogy, which I mean, I don't know, one of the second best trilogy since the Lord of the Rings trilogies. But anyway, you got him. You got Zoe Adonis, the same actress that she was in the Avatar film. You got the actor that he was in No Time to Die as Seven. That is pretty cool. And of course, you got Mike Meyer, the same actor that he was in the underrated gem called The Cat in Hat 2003. I do not care what people said. I defend that movie, and I do not care what some critics said. And of course, you got the actress that she was in Medea the musical. You got Wabadino. Ooh, Wabadino. I gotta say this, but this is a lot better Wabadino performance more than him as a dirty grandpa. Which I absolutely despise dirty grandpa. And that film is disrespectful to my grandpa. Ugh. And of course, you got my beautiness with Jeanette and Anna Taylor-Joy. Every time she talk, I love to listen to her voice. She sound like Kate Bishop, but in a young version of Kate Bishop. No wonder that she cast as Furiosa because she have the same personality as Furiosa, in my opinion. And of course, you got Michael Shannon. Ooh, Michael Shannon. The same actor. Michael Shannon? Yeah, Michael Shannon. Yeah, Michael Shannon. That's the same actor that he was in Man of Steel as General Zod. And of course, you got a guy that got swapped by Will Smith, which that in Chris Rock. Yep, the same actor that he was in the Madagascar movie, Spiral for the Book of Saul, and some other film actually. So yeah, and in all the casting, which I don't even know, so I'm not gonna name them, but all the main one that is professional. Like I have never seen a movie that have a fantastic and wonderful cast. But just because you have a wonderful cast of Christian Bale and John David Washington and even Margot Beautiful Robbie, but that doesn't mean this film is a box office hit. No, this film is a box office flop. It was loss of $80 million and $100 million. Yeah, this film lost money. Can people stop being heartless on Disney? It's getting on people's nerves. Anyway, so do I have any flaws about this film? I have one flaws I have for this film. I have one flaws I have for this film. I know you're gonna call me a Haley Thomas wannabe, but I have to fight out and say this. But I think the Taylor Swift death scene was kind of rushed, in my opinion. Like, I wish the Taylor Swift characters had some much better screen time. And I was originally going to say that's my favorite character, and I'll get to my favorite character played by Anna Taylor-Joy. I'll get to her in a minute because she is so drafted gorgeous. I agree with Starboy. Thumbs up, Starboy. Anyway, so I think Taylor Swift death scene was completely rushed. It was completely rushed. Honestly, when I was rewatching that scene on YouTube on Hulu channel, which, yeah, probably next year Hulu will be shutting down, which, I get my address. Anyway, let's get back to what I'm talking about. Yeah, that Taylor Swift death scene was completely, came out of the nowhere. It was rushed, and it have no emotion of this at all. Because except Christian Bell and George David Washington, a lot of people was blaming on them. I mean, just because they kill they kill Taylor Swift characters, but in reality, they did not actually. So that's why they run, and they didn't even check out the Taylor Swift characters. Like, they check on that old man, but what was the scene when Bart and Howard go to the hospital and see Taylor Swift characters, got fixed. Like, well, in my season 2 of Amsterdam, I would definitely put that in the way. Warning, it would be some gruesome stuff, so don't let your kids watch it. Yeah, do not want your kids to watch it because that scene will be dirty for season 2 of Amsterdam to see us. I'm very excited. Imagination, of course. Anyway, so, and not just that, some of the mystery elements just doesn't make any sense. Like, at the end, I am so happy that Labby was a true villain because there's something real about her character because I thought she's a murder suspect. But in the film, at the end, spoiler, she is a murder suspect, and now she is a villain along with her husband, played by the same actor that he was in No Time to Die as the main villain, actually. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's my only flaws I have for this film. The Taylor Swift death scene was rushed, and some of the mystery element that doesn't make any sense in my book. But anyway, but the rest of the movie is absolutely a underrated gem. So I'm going to discuss why I think this film is the underrated gem, and I'm going to say this review will be a lot better than most of the underrated gem video by Alex. Yeah, I'm going way too far. Anyway, so let's get this review. So I think the story, even some of the mystery element that doesn't make any sense, but I was really enjoying of the mystery element. Like, I really want to see who is a murder suspect, and of course, a lot of people think this film is boring, or because this film has some talking. Hey, Frozen 2 did a talking, so that sounds a hypocrite that you think this film is boring, but you don't have a problem with Frozen 2 talking, which, some people, yeah, newsflash, people. Some movie have talking, and you gotta accept it and deal with it. Even Wreck It Up 2 has some talking. Like, talking scene in movies is very important than just going out of the plot and do some stuff like that. Like, so that's not how a movie is. Like, you gotta have talking of the characters and talk about those situations. Like, I already know that you guys absolutely despise this film, but this film is not worse than Morbius. I seriously doubt this film is even worse than Morbius. Like, this film is dude, Morbius is, Morbius is 10 times worse than Amsterdam because at least you don't see, Bart, dancing with a shirtless. Yeah, at least you don't have that scene. And at least you don't see any, some stuff, which I can't say, like, Phantom Menace. But anyway, so I really enjoyed of the story element because I really want to know who is the motive suspect. So this film might be my honestly, this film is not as good as much as a Knife Out movie, but this film might be my second favorite mystery movie out there. Yup, even better, just like that show from Netflix starring Christian Bell about about a woman in the window. So that show have a long title. Yeah, I call it The Woman in the Window. So I said. And of course, the character in this film. Let's get the character, shall we? So let's get the character of Bart, played by the same actor that he was in the Dark Knight trilogies. He was really hilarious character. And honestly, there was one question. How on earth that he lost his eyes? And there was a scene that Bart said, "Where's my eyes, Howard?" Yeah, I do like his accent. His accent is so freaking funny. And I gotta said, not even Christian Bell not just Christian Bell is a serious actor, but he might be a very comedian actor because he might be comedian as much as Seth Rogen. But yeah, that was a terrible comparison. But maybe I don't know. But anyway, so he might be even good comedian as much as Seth Rogen or even Michael Cera and even Ryan Reynolds, and even the older Eddie Murphy, not the new Eddie Murphy, the old Eddie Murphy, which is the good old Eddie Murphy I know, actually. No, not the new Eddie Murphy when you release some cringy movies time to time, which it was annoying. And of course, you got Howard, played by the same actor that he was in Tenet. I gotta say, he did a terrific job in this role because I did not expect this film be a comedy film since George David Washington was in Tenet. First, he was in Tenet, which it was a really serious movie directed by Christopher Nolan, and that is the main reason why I think Christopher Nolan is my favorite director out there. And now we got him as a funny character, and now he take the business too seriously. But I think Bart is way more funnier than Howard because at least Bart has some funniest moment. At least his accent is so funny. He talk like this. "Hello, my name is Bart, and I am the doctor, and I gotta know what is my eyes." Yeah, I do like his accent. His accent is so freaking comedy gold. And of course, you got Valerie. Oh my goodness, Valerie, she is so just and gorgeous. She played my Margot Robbie, and I absolutely love Margot Robbie. Well, the only bad performance by Margot Robbie, she was in that freaking Peter Rabbit movie, which, oh my god, how on earth that a Harley Quinn actress, she was in that freaking Peter Rabbit movie, oh my god. I absolutely despise the Peter Rabbit movie, oh my god. I might do a win on that film on next Easter, oh boy. Anyway, so Valerie, that's her name. She is so beautiful. But in season 2, she might be a very gay character because she'll be dating a one character. Her name is Emma Quinn. The name I made up. She's gonna be played by Christian Bell. And Margot Robbie and Christian Bell might be lesbian in the season 2 of Amsterdam the series. And let me know in the comment if you like the idea. If you don't like the idea, just suck it and deal with it, okay? Good. And of course, the Taylor Swift character as well. Even I did not like her death scene. Death scene is pretty rushed in my opinion. But honestly, I do enjoy Taylor Swift death scene. But I'm very disappointed that she got two screen time. The opening, and after that, in the middle, that she was talking to Bart and Howard, and yet she died because that random guy was screw that random guy, and random guy completely pushed Taylor Swift out of the sidewalk and got ran over by a car. Yeah, please don't tell me that is death scene rush, and mark my word, it is death scene rush. Like, that death scene was completely rushed, and I absolutely despise it. Well, not despise it, like, I absolutely hate it. But my favorite character in this film was Janetta Labby, played by the same actress, the same actress. Her name is Anna Taylor-Joy, and you know me for a while, I absolutely love Anna Taylor-Joy. No wonder Starboy have a crush on her because she is so fine as a wine. Because she was in The Menu, she was in Furiosa, what else? She was in the Mario movie as Princess Peach, which that is the best character for Elimination, but I think Rosalina will top as the best Elimination character since Lucy from the Spook with Me movie. And of course, what else? What else movie that Anna Taylor-Joy was in, actually? So, I'm gonna take a look. Anyway, so she was in The Queen of Gambit, she was in Furiosa, she was in The Grudge, which I'll be watching that later on this show. She was in Split, she was in The Witch, she was in The Menu, she was in The Northman, she was in Last Night in the Soho, and she was in the movie called Emma. What else? She was in the show called Pico Bondon. She was in Tilvo the New Mutant. She was in Grasped. And she was in the Mario movie. She was in that god-awful Morgan movie, which, oh my god, man. And she was in Plain Bill the movie. Okay, how on earth, as a attractive actress, and now she's in the Plain Bill the movie? Come on, you're so beautiful, woman. Why on earth you doing in that movie? The same with Morgan, the same with the New Mutant. And I gotta say, she is keep getting beautiful as a 29-year-old girl, which, love you, Nutella Joy, love you. But don't worry, I'm not trying to be like the simp. Don't worry, I'm not trying to be like the simp as much as I like being the simp on Penelope and Poppy. Ew, the minors, well, except Poppy, but still, she's a troll. Anyway, so Labby, she is a wonderful, a fantastic second villain, because I literally thinking that she's a murder suspect. And yeah, my wish had came true, because her husband, Tom, and Labby, they're both as a murder suspect. In my imagination, they got arrested. They got arrested out of the Amsterdam jail. But I don't want to tell you what Amsterdam jail would look like, which you don't want to know. Anyway, so that's why I think Labby is my favorite character in this film, and she is out of that one of the might be the best female villain of 2022, along with Scarlet Witch from Doctor Strange 2, and she might be even better than Scarlet Witch in my opinion. So yeah. And of course you got Chris Rock character. Yeah, Chris Rock character is really hilarious. Especially when the scene when he was telling Bud, he said honestly, he said this. Hello, good evening. Why on earth you put a dead man in a box? Oh my goodness. I like Chris Rock character, and when he mentioned the dead man in the box, oh my goodness, that is so funny. Well, even you can make a joke about dead man in the box, which is very hard. That's the same way as the 9/11 jokes. But I was just saying, And of course, you got Mike Myers. Oh man, you got Shrek. You got Shrek in Amsterdam movie. That is pretty cool. And of course, you got General Zod, aka Michael Shannon. Yeah, Michael Shannon. He's a very hilarious character. And yeah, he might be a very serious character. But the only character he take this business seriously, which is Nathan Goddard, played by Robert De Niro. This is the main reason why I think Robert De Niro is my favorite old actor out there, because he is very amazing. He's so awesome, and his acting skill in this film is very clever. Like, how on earth this film did not get a Academy Award nomination? Like, this film have Oscar winning all over it. Like, come on, you got cinematography, you got the costume design, you got the acting, and now this film, nothing. Honestly, the only film they got deserved, which is a bad review, box office flop, lost money, and the bad production problem. Yeah, if you did not screw this movie up, 20th Century Studio, we should not be in the situation, and this film should not have a marketing to be as bad in that one. So yeah. And of course, this film have no climax. Honestly, basically the climax is, which is other than all the Amsterdam characters except Taylor Swift character because she died. Anyway, so the climax in this film have no climax because it was just about Bud was a close-up face. Oh my goodness. I absolutely laughing so hard when every time that Bud was talking to his accent and the close-up face in the camera. Like, whoever did that close face in the camera, maybe you could do that once in a while. Nah, just kidding. Like, come on. This is not Medea, okay? Like, is this film trying to be like Medea? Which Medea has some close-up face, and oh my god, man. That is really comedy gold, man. That Medea close-up face. I know that's too much. I know that's over the top. But hey, I do like movie with close-up face. Like, close-up face, I wish Frozen 3 would have that. That would be cool. Anyway. So, in the ending, Will, Labby, and Tom got maybe completely arrested or something. And of course, Bart and Howard and Valerie was free, and they run, and boom. That's how this movie ends. That is really clever ending, in my opinion. But they completely spoiled that in the TV spot. Oh my god, man. Can Trailer stop spoiling scene? Like, come on, especially for the ending. It's bad enough that Whoopi Goldman movie completely spoiled a ton of stuff. It's like, especially they spoiled that Ariel rip-off twist villain, which, yeah, mark my word, Ariel from The Little Mermaid will always be better than that Ariel knockoff from Whoopi Goldman, which she's nothing like a bratty character, a bratty versions of Ariel from The Little Mermaid. I was just saying. So overall, guys, Amsterdam, that's the main reason why I think Amsterdam is an underrated gem. This film, it deserves it deserves your appreciation. And doing to the Amsterdam season 2 is coming up on this Thanksgiving on Nick Night. I highly recommend you go rewatch this film. This film is on Hulu. This film is on Disney Plus. But on this Christmas, I will be getting this film for Christmas. So yeah, cannot wait. But I will be ordering on Amazon. So let's hope my mom will definitely get this movie because I do enjoy this film actually. Like, this film is not as bad as much as Morbius and Hotel Transylvania 4. But to be honest here, this film is way better than most of the bad movie that came out in 2022. Like, come on, this film is better than Morbius. This film is better than Hotel Transylvania 4. This film is better than what other bad movie that came out in 2022? Who cares? Anyway, so I'm gonna give Amsterdam a 9 out of 10. I love it, and this film is well deserved a wish upon a Nick Cage awesomeness. So, guys, don't listen to bad reviews. The same way, don't listen even Wicked for good marketing because the marketing of the film is completely a hot mess. And speak of Wicked movie, yeah, we got the news that Ariana Grande got tested positive from COVID, and oh my goodness, I thought COVID is a dead topic, and I thought COVID goes away, but in reality, it's not. They're still getting it. Let's pray for Ariana Grande, and let's hope she doesn't die by a COVID, or else the society is going to be even worse, just like the LA wildfire. I understand that Andre is saying that not every year had to be perfect. Like, come on, Andre. I'm not gonna sit there, have the president of the United States messing up our taxes, messing up our bill, and trying to get us arrested. I'm not letting some people pass away. Like, I know that's life, but hey, I'm not letting that to happen. And Andre, I am not letting Rihanna Grande get a tested positive. Like, that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. Yeah, I can't do a video about it because else I'll get demonetized when I talk about COVID. Oh my god. Ugh. Cancel me. No, just kidding. Anyway, guys, so that was my video called Why I Think Amsterdam is the Underrated Gem. This film deserves your appreciation, and don't listen to bad review. Why, come on, which film you better watch? Honestly, I would have watched Amsterdam way better than watching Strange World. Man, screw Strange World, man. And me and Starboy is going to whip the part of that movie if we do a collaborative review, which I hope so, actually. So, my ex Starboy, he might do a review on Strange World with me. So, I might do a very first collaborative video. Since Alec did a win on Frozen 2 featuring Troll Fan Forever, which I was stupid, but I'm going to show you a way better Corrad and Disney review, which me and Starboy is going to do a rant on Strange World, and we're going to tell us why we absolutely hate that film for the flaming burning passion, so it might even worse than Wreck-It 2. Dude, I cannot believe some of the Disney film is even worse than Wreck-It 2. Come on, man. Anyway, so yeah, that was my review of Amsterdam. So tell me about your opinion on this underrated gem on the comment section below. And yeah, I already know that you guys absolutely hate me all because the title is an underrated gem. Guys, I'm not trying to be like the next Alec. The main reason why I call this film as an underrated gem is because this film got bad review. It was a major flop at the box office. It lost a ton of money, and a lot of people is absolutely being heartless on this film. And top of that, people want 20th Century Studio to get shut down along with Disney. All because people said, oh, 20th Century Studio got brainwashed by Disney company, they're evil. There are much evil company out there, like, dude, look at Video Game Cradle for crying out loud. And whoever said that Disney's way wasn't Video Game Cradle, I am very sorry for, but you guys deserve a soap in the mouth, just like the scene from A Christmas Story. I don't want to hear none of your nonsense, like, seriously, Video Brain Cradle is way worse evil studio out there more than Disney. let me say it one more time. Video Blank Cradle is way worse studio more than Disney because there was nothing wrong with Disney. Disney was approving, and Bob Marco know what fan want. Well, fan did not want Toy Story movie, which honestly, I get my dress. Anyway, guys, so what review you want me to do? Well, my next review, which I will do a review on that Lego Frozen movie, which that came out this year. Leading up to Frozen 3 next year. Frozen 3 in 2027. Well, originally it was releasing next year, but not until they got delayed into 2 more years, which I have patience, but I cannot wait to hear any more update for Frozen 3. So, cannot wait, man. Cannot wait. Anyway, guys, so let's hope Alex will not do a rant on this film or else I'll be mad. But Alex is retiring, making rant videos, so good thing we won. The only thing we need to do, which nothing, get Troll Fan Forever out of the circle, and then I'll end my quintesson after season 1 or season 5. But in my taste and my possession, I will be ending my quintesson after season 10. After season 10, I'll be done because I can't do that much longer. Anyway, guys, so if you enjoyed this movie, if you want to see more of this Amsterdam of this murder suspect, please, I recommend you gentlemen, you hit a subscribe button, turn on a notification, and share it with your whole family. And this film takes place in the 1930s, but in the season 2, it might take place in 1930s, but in season 3, it might take place in the 1940s, and maybe season 5, it might take place in the 1950s. Yeah, I think season 3 might be even darker because you got a bunch of racism, the KKK, and of course people say the N-word, which that is really offended to I'm sorry, dude, that is completely insult to the people who's black. I wish people don't say the N-word, like I swear to God, man. No wonder that Limited Dad did a video about a rant on the N-word, which I do agree with him. Like, N-word should be banned, and N-word should be allowed to say it say it by a black man. But you can't say the N-word while you're white, actually. So, thank God I will never say that and never will. And you guys shouldn't say it either as racism, okay? Good. Anyway, guys, so this is NH Studio Lounge shutting off, and yadios, and you gentlemen and ladies, have a great magical world of Disney, and stay tuned. We're going to go all the way to the Enchanted Forest. Stay tuned for my movie review on the Lego Frozen movie that came out this show. If you want me to do a review on the Frozen Broadway, which I did watch that actually without even telling you guys, I'll do a review of that because I know everything about that movie. Before you guys click off this video, I forgot to talk about something of Amsterdam. The score in this movie is absolutely terrific. Like, come on. This is the same score from The Bad Guys and, of course, the Spider-Verse movie, including Across the Spider-Verse, one of the second best animated film of 2023 behind what Disney wish. But the score in this film go do 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 do. Man, that score is absolutely perfectional, and I just don't know why he didn't get an Oscar nomination as the best original score. Like, come on, this is the same score that it will brought you some of the Oscar film like The Godfather and etc. too. And of course, this film has some end credits song. Like, I was completely shocking that a lot of people don't care about the end credits song. But the song called The Time, from the artist named Gavin, yeah, that singer alone, yeah, he might be my new favorite male singer of all time because he is so amazing with his singing skill. And yeah, and honestly, in his soundtrack from this show might be in my top 5 favorite soundtrack of the year, along with K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack. That's how good that soundtrack is, actually. And of course, the Time song, they play in the end credit song for the Amsterdam. That was the best way to end the film, and that is easily one of the best aspects about this film. So that's the only thing I can talk about before I end this video, which is the score and the end credit song. And I cannot believe people didn't even talk about the end credit song. Like, the end credit song is very important to talk about. Like, end credit song is very important to me, and that is why I don't stop the movie, because I just want to hear what song they sang for this movie, actually. So the time, one of the most underrated song of 2022. And this video is signing off for now. And this is it. Now goodbye.
Like a bolt out of the blue.
Fate steps in and sees you through.
When you